Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, you're going to be listening to a very, very metaphorical hypnosis session. And if you've listened to the show before, you probably know just how much I love using metaphors. And the reason I love metaphors so much is that the metaphor enables an individual to match their reality into the metaphor. So it becomes a very wide stepping stone to create associations and links. And that's generally what happens to create change. There's an incredible saying, and that is that neural networks that fire together wire together. And that's why it's good to pace a reality through metaphors. This metaphor is using almost the cosmos as a playground. And it utilizes this idea of how a star is created. Now, a star is created over a very long time frame. You know, it's impossible for a human to ever observe it because it takes place over thousands, if not millions of years. But they take place in a nebula. A nebula is a particular part of the cosmos where it has the right kind of ingredients of gas and dust that congregate, and once they form a core, then the gravity attracts more of that gas and dust. And as it does so, the pressure becomes so intense, it creates something called nuclear fusion. And effectively, when you look at the sun, what you're looking at is a solar reactor. All the heat and energy we get for our planet comes from all that incredible nuclear fusion and even fission reactions that take place in the sky. But how that star is formed originally comes from nothing, and it's just, it all congregates together through gravity, and then the pressure of that creates that fusion. And what I like about that is this idea that stars can be born. Like some of the most incredible things in our universe can be created. Now, if you were to think of your mind as a universe, and each part of the mind is a different galaxy, it's inevitable that in that mind are going to be more active parts of your mind. And we can consider these as the nebulae. And within that, you can create stars, and those stars might be an idea, it might be a goal, it might be an intention, it might be a realization, an epiphany. And when you have these things, what's actually happening is that something is being created. And that's why this nebula and what's called a protostar, like a brand new star being born, I think is quite a powerful analogy. Now, this was created for a client that wanted to do several things. They wanted to feel courageous. They also wanted to manage some chronic pain that they had, but they also wanted to unleash the most passionate and enthusiastic version of them. So those suggestions might not be quite related to you if you don't have chronic pain, or if you don't have, if passion and enthusiasm isn't really a core value for you. But that's why metaphors work so well. The star being formed could just be a new idea. Maybe you've got, some kind of hobby or intention or just life goals. And the idea could be an incredible way to make progress on those goals. And that's what makes this, I think, quite a universally useful session. Obviously, if you do want something more bespoke to you and your circumstances, you can click the link in the show notes and schedule a consultation call with me. For now, though, I think you might get something from this. So find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed. Relax and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in that resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, feel that you're giving yourself permission to release any tension, any stress, any feelings of fatigue, and most of all pain. Just allow it to feel like it's leaving your body in that outward breath. And when you breathe in again, breathe in just 1% deeper than the breath before. And as you breathe in that relaxation, imagine breathing in a tiny amount of passion and enthusiasm. And as you exhale, just imagine the opposite leaving your body. Sometimes that might be cynicism, a feeling of why bother. Any of those jaded feelings start to leave your body. And on that next inward breath, an additional compounded 1% more passion and enthusiasm. And as it goes in, feel that even more of that pain, physical pain, emotional pain, or even just the pain of hesitation, feel it leave your body in that outward breath. The deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you become. And just imagine as you breathe in and breathe out, that you are going inwards. Use the power of your imagination to imagine that the entire universe exists within your unconscious mind. And I want you to imagine that as you relax even deeper, that you start to imagine exploring that vast universe inside your unconscious mind. Breathing in deeper, breathing out for longer. And I wonder if you could imagine that you are on board an advanced spacecraft. And just imagine that you've set your destination to the very heart of a dense nebula, one of the universe's stellar nurseries, where the conditions are ripe for star formation. As you approach, imagine seeing clouds of gas and dust stretching across light years, glowing with the faint light of distant stars. And as your spacecraft penetrates the outer layers of the nebula, you witness the sheer scale and beauty of this cosmic structure. Wisps of gas and dust drift by, illuminated by starlight, creating a scene of swirling colours, deep reds, blues and purples. These gases are primarily hydrogen with just traces of helium and other elements, and they are the building blocks of new stars. I want you to imagine that you have identified a region in this nebula of increased density and temperature. A protostar is forming. You direct your craft closer to this region, and here you observe gravity at work. This gravity is pulling the gas and dust inward, causing them to collapse into a dense core. The core is still hidden within a cocoon of gas and dust, but your instruments can see through this veil. Over time, the core becomes denser and hotter. Imagine it reaching millions of degrees in temperature. And this pressure and heat ignite nuclear fusion in the core. Hydrogen atoms begin to fuse into helium, releasing vast amounts of energy. This is the moment of birth. A star has been born. The surrounding gas and dust are just pushed away by powerful stellar winds and radiation, and the protostar emerges as a new star, shining brightly for the first time. I want you to imagine that what you witnessed in moments took perhaps millions of years. And you think about the future of this star, how it will shine for billions of years, potentially giving life to planets that might form in the disk of material around it. And I wonder what this birth of a star in a nebula represents for you. A new idea, a change, a transformation. The dust and the gas forming an incredible alchemy to create something infinitely powerful. So imagine from your spacecraft staring into the protostar, seeing the new star that has been created deep in the nebula of your imagination. And as you stare into the star, your mind activates dormant neural pathways, enabling new thoughts, ideas, beliefs, and strategies to also be born like a brand new star. So as you breathe deeply, feel the calmness of patience washing over you, knowing that progress, just like the star, is made step by step, one step at a time. That whenever you feel overwhelmed, remember that this could be the catalyst that pushes you to overcome, transforming challenges into opportunities. Embrace the knowledge that low moods are temporary, and each small step you take lifts you closer to a positive psychological state. With each breath, feel a growing confidence that 80% of your success is rooted in your psychology and mindset, which you can continually improve and evolve. And even simple things that are within your control can have surprising consequences. But each time you enjoy dark chocolate, imagine your body activating its natural healing powers, releasing stem cells and boosting your serotonin. Or maybe you can think of a particular dog with colors, black and white perhaps. And I want you to imagine that time spent with this entity, especially in nature, is like an endless drip of oxytocin, filling you with happiness, pleasure, and deep contentment. Feel a wave of satisfaction and joy whenever you make progress, knowing that every small achievement brings you closer to a desirable future. Allow the words of Alan Watts to resonate within you, reminding you that life is not a problem to be solved, but an experience to be lived fully. Sense the passion and enthusiasm within you as the antidote to pain, growing stronger with each small incremental progression you make. As you believe deeply that in moments of passion and enthusiasm, pain becomes impossible to experience, replaced by pure focus and joy. Or maybe you could imagine that each challenge you face is like a wave in the ocean, temporary, passing, and ultimately leading you to smoother waters. And deep down you know that in the space between thoughts lies your true power, where you can choose patience, resilience, and steady progress. That every moment of doubt or difficulty is an invitation to rise above, transforming it into a stepping stone for your personal growth. So feel the empowering truth that overwhelm is not the end but the beginning, on a journey toward greater strength and clarity. And every time you savor that dark chocolate, remind yourself that your body is a vessel of healing and regeneration, constantly renewing itself. In fact, imagine those stem cells increasing in number and being put to work in whichever area would have the maximum value and benefit to the quality of your life. And whether it's time with a furry friend or human friends, just imagine the oxytocin flowing through you, deepening your sense of connection and well-being. As you embrace the concept that life's challenges are the universe's way of helping you discover your inner power. And in doing so, you feel a growing excitement for life's journey, knowing that Passion and enthusiasm are your natural states, accessible through mindful, incremental steps. And as you have the ability to navigate life's ups and downs, trust that you are always guided by an inner wisdom that just knows how to turn pain into progress. That you see each day as an opportunity to evolve, knowing that with each positive thought and action, you are shaping and evolving a better present and a brighter future. And as you think about that brighter future, see that proto-star getting brighter and brighter as your spacecraft gets further away. In fact, see that star becoming one of the largest stars in the nebula. And start to return out of that universe in your unconscious back to the present moment, feeling that each idea, each action, each new belief is like forming a new star in the universe of your unconscious mind. So take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes, connect fully into the present moment as I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken feeling resourceful, confident, inspired, wondering just how many new stars you can create in the nebula of your unconscious mind. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.